What if I told you that in 2026, having $1 billion can actually feel small? Not to normal people, of course. To everyone watching this, $1 billion still sounds like unlimited money. Private jets, mega mansions, never working again. But at the very top, $1 billion is just the entry ticket. And if you try to live like the richest people on Earth, that money can disappear faster than you think. I'm talking about a level of wealth where spending $100 million isn't a big decision, it's a casual one. People like Mohammed bin Salman. This is someone connected to assets like a $300 million plus chateau in France, a $500 million superyacht, a $450 million painting attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. That's already over $1 billion, and that's just a fraction of the lifestyle. So let's say you had exactly $1 billion in 2026. No loans, no business, just cash. Let's walk through what actually happens if you try to live like that. You wake up, check your phone, and see 9 zeros in your account. First instinct? You upgrade your life immediately. You don't buy a house, you build a legacy property. Somewhere like Dubai, London, or the French Riviera, places where the ultra-wealthy compete, not just live. You're not thinking about price anymore. You're thinking about presence. So you drop $200 million on a property that doesn't just look expensive, it feels untouchable. We're talking about architecture that looks like it belongs in the future. Glass walls, private cinemas, wellness spas, indoor pools, underground garages that could fit 20 cars, and entire wings dedicated to guests. But here's the part nobody tells you. That house is now a machine. And it runs on money. Staff alone could be 20 to 40 people. Chefs, cleaners, security, assistants, property managers. You're easily spending $500,000 to $1 million per month just to keep everything running smoothly. That's up to $12 million a year without buying anything new. So right away, your billion isn't growing. It's leaking. Now let's say you want freedom. Real freedom. No airports, no waiting, no delays. So you go bigger. You don't buy a normal jet, you go for something like a Boeing Business Jet. This is not just transportation. This is a flying mansion. Bedrooms, bathrooms, conference rooms, dining areas, lounge spaces, everything designed so you never feel like you left your house. Price, $120 million, $150 million, even $200 million depending on customization. So now your $1 billion drops to around $650 to $700 million. And here comes the pattern again. Ownership is cheap. Maintenance is expensive. Pilots, crew, fuel, insurance. You're spending another $5, $10 million per year just to keep your jet ready. Now imagine this. You're flying over the ocean, looking down, and you realize flying isn't enough. You want to live on the water. So you buy a yacht. Not a small one. A statement. Something that competes with royal fleets. People like Hamad bin Jassim bin Jabir al-Thani are known for operating at this level. Multiple properties, luxury vessels, global assets. A real superyacht in 2026? $300 million? $400 million? $500 million? You pick one at $400 million. Now your billion is down to roughly $300 million. And here's where things get dangerous. Because yachts don't just cost money, they demand it every year. Crew salaries, fuel, docking, maintenance, repairs. Roughly 10% of the yacht's value gone annually. So you're burning $40 million every year just to keep it floating. At this point, you're not managing wealth. You're managing expenses. Now let's slow down for a second, because this is where most people would panic. You started with $1 billion, now you're down to a few hundred million, and your yearly costs are stacking up fast. But here's where billionaires think differently. They don't just spend, they reposition. So instead of putting all your money into lifestyle, you start looking at assets that hold or grow value. And one of the most powerful ones? Art. Yes, art. At the highest level, art isn't decoration. It's strategy. That $450 million piece linked to Leonardo da Vinci? That's not just a painting, that's wealth storage. That's influence. That's something you can move, leverage, or sell when needed. And here's the secret most people don't know. Billionaires often store these pieces in free ports. Highly secure, tax-advantaged storage facilities where art can sit for years without being taxed like normal property. So you could take $100, $200 million, put it into art, and technically you're not losing money. You're protecting it. Now let's talk about something most people underestimate: security. At this level, you are not just rich. You are a target. So you don't just hire security, you build a system. Armed personnel, armored vehicles, advanced surveillance, cybersecurity teams protecting your data, your finances, your identity. People like Mohammed bin Salman operate with full-scale security operations. And if you want even a fraction of that, you're spending millions per year. Again, another expense added to the list. Now let's get into the fun part again: cars. But not just cars. Hypercars. Machines that are so rare, most people will never see one in real life. Brands like Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, and Pagani create vehicles that cost more than houses. $3 million, $5 million, $10 million. And here's the twist. Sometimes you can't even buy them unless you're already part of the brand's inner circle. So you build a collection. $30 million, $50 million, maybe more. And suddenly, your remaining cash is shrinking again. Now let's zoom out. Because here's the truth that might surprise you. You've spent hundreds of millions, and you still haven't touched the most powerful part of being a billionaire: access. Because the real advantage of money at this level is not what you can buy. It's what you can enter. Private investment deals, closed-door opportunities, ownership stakes in companies before they explode, royal connections, government-level influence. This is the level where money turns into power. And this is where your remaining hundreds of millions could either disappear or multiply. Because if you invest correctly, that $300 million you have left could turn into $2 billion over time. But if you keep spending, it could slowly drop to zero. And that's the part nobody shows on social media. The yachts, the jets, the mansions, they look like success, but they are also liabilities. They drain, they consume, they require constant feeding. So here's the real question. If you had $1 billion in 2026, would you spend it trying to look like the richest people in the world? Or would you play a different game and try to become one of them? Because those are two completely different paths. One makes you look powerful. The other actually makes you powerful. And most people choose the first one because it's visible, it's flashy, it gets attention. But the second one, that's where real wealth is built. Quietly, strategically, over time. So now I want to hear from you. Be honest. If that billion hit your account right now, what's the first thing you're buying? The dream house? The jet? The cars? Or are you holding back, thinking bigger, playing smarter? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more videos that break down the reality behind wealth, luxury, and how the ultra-rich actually move in 2026, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Because once you understand how money really works at this level, you stop chasing the image and start chasing the game. And trust me, that's where everything changes. Thank you for watching.